What happens if you only level up mind in Elden Ring? Well, you spam Ashes of War like there's no tomorrow, use Spirit Ashes like a damn casual, and you die a lot. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. All jokes aside, let's get into this. The rules are self-explanatory, but I will explain them for those of you who, just like me, wore a helmet on the school bus. Obviously, I can only level up mind, meaning that all the rest of my stats would be off limits. And with all the bosses that can one-shot you in this game, even at 60 vigor, this was not a good idea. So after creating the best Einstein cosplay money could buy, I chose Confessor as my starting class, and I immediately got to work. I spoke to Melina and she gave me a magical horse. I picked up the Physic Flask as well as the spiked crystal crack tier, got a piece of the Dectus medallion, killed the Scarab for the butt slam attack, and got teleported to Grail's Dragon Barrow, got back to Limgrave and talked to Rodrika for the Jellyfish Spirit Ash, and applied the slam on the broadsword for the Round Table Hold. I then cheesed the Night Cavalry and killed it for 42,000 runes and pumped my first levels into mind. Picked up the consumable runes in the area and obtained the other half of the Dectus medallion. My next stop was the beautiful Liurnia of the Lakes, where I had my easiest Crystallian fight ever, and I put my hands on the Miner's Bell bearing number 1. I then snatched the Academy Glintstone key from a dragon and arrived in Bellum Highway, where I ran past every enemy like a pro. I showed my ID to the bouncers and got granted access to the hottest party in town. In Autos, I picked up the second Miner's Bell bearing, and in order to one-up my survivability, I traveled back to the Weeping Peninsula and fought the Erdtree Avatar, to which I definitely did not die like 6 times, and got the Opaline Bubble tier. I upgraded the broadsword to +6, but I needed more cash to upgrade it further, so I killed Bloody Finger Neregius for the Reduvia to add bleeding to my arsenal for later, squished Patches under the pressure on my sweet ass to get his +7 spear, and I picked up all the consumable souls I found on my very confusing journey. And with a +9 broadsword, I was ready to fight Margate. This was no problem at all, as I did an entire run beating the game with my formidable butt cheeks. Killing Margate gave me enough cash to upgrade to +12. With this new great power, I found some new great responsibilities, and one of them was traveling to Liurnia of the Lakes, at the Gatetown Bridge site of Grace to be more precise, to wait for the night to fall in order to fell the night. And get the Ice Spear for some much needed range attacks. I returned to the Round Table to upgrade the Reduvia to +3, applied Ice Spear to the +7 spear, got the Radagon Seal, asked for direction to a random hobo, and it was time to face the living failure of Elden Ring.
I am the Lord of all that is. I am the Lord of all that is.
No one cares, Godric. The Ice Spear performed so well against Godric that it was well worth upgrading to +12. Pumped a few levels into my cognitive capacities and packed my lunchbox cause I was ready to get back to school. Unfortunately, Elden Ring is able to evoke that nostalgic feeling of being bullied. Red Wolf of Radagon was as jumpy as ever, and I was not so agile. My tiny health bar combined with my low defenses caused by the Radagon seal made this fight a lot more annoying than you would expect. But then, my monkey brain realized the existence of Spirit Ashes, and so I summoned the Jellyfish. This didn't help very much. It didn't help the second time either, nor the third time, but it definitely did something on the 4th try. Before continuing on to Renala, I picked up the Radagon icon for some reason and persuaded the most annoying NPC into unaliving himself for my own sake.
Let me smell your feet!
I was kind of worried about the Renala fight, honestly, due to my low health and complete lack of preparation for the fight. And well, I wasn't entirely correct. After dying the dumbest way possible on my first attempt, I came back for vengeance and reached 2nd phase, and well, it went a little bit like this.
Scoot your booty, that booty, and I do the booty scooty. Scoot your booty, that booty, and I do the booty scooty. Scoot your booty, that booty, and I do the booty scooty. Scoot your booty, that booty, and I do the booty scooty. Scoot, 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 that booty, booty, scoot. I do the booty scooty. Scoot your booty, that booty, and I do the booty scooty.
After defeating the Feet Goddess, I leveled up, got the Blood Flame Incantation as well as Poison Mist back in the Weeping Peninsula. I then used all the wisdom I got from all that mind leveling to strategically poison the Draconic Tree Sentinel and cleverly made my way through the capital to fight Golden Shower Godfrey over here, which was no problem whatsoever. Morgott was a bit out of my league at that moment, so I got back to work. I picked up some Smithing Stone 5s and killed the Crystallian duo for some Somber Stone Bellbearing 2. Had a private encounter with Gillica, but she wasn't really my type with all that screaming. I got the Ritual Sword Talisman, got some Smithing Stone 6s in Mount Gelmir, went back to kill it to pick up more upgrade materials, and again had to resort to my unlimited intellectual capability. Get the needle and cure Millicent for the +5 dex talisman. I then upgraded my spear to +16 and I was ready to find my weird attraction to Morgott's feet. From now on, fun time was over, because I had a giant problem coming up ahead. So, after leveling up and making my way through the fog in the Forbidden Lands, I arrived at the mountaintops of the Giants, where I picked up the 3rd Smithing Stone Bellbearing, and at this point I thought it was a good idea to return to Kili to fight Radahn. And with the power of friendship, we prevailed. Fire Giant wasn't all that bad, until he was. I kept getting one-shotted during his second phase. I got him close to dying on my second attempt, but flew too close to the moon. So I decided to kill Godfrey for the Godfrey icon, and met Alex for a nice hot bath along the way. My strategy was to use Ice Spear on his ankle in order to break the chain and keep up the pressure, to then hopefully get him staggered to inflict some big damage. After he rolled away, I cut the distance using Torrent and inflicted some more Ice Spears up his giant ass to trigger the cutscene for the second phase. I would then hop on Torrent and run like a maniac to summon Alexander and use his immunity to fire to my advantage. Unfortunately, the Fire Giant kept positioning himself in the worst way possible, but we managed to defeat it after a few practice runs. Foreskin Duo, the Return of the Foreskins, were the next boss. By the way, look at how damn long my mana bar is, holy crap. In order to prepare to the awful boss fight coming up ahead, I killed the Mimic to get the Silver Tier Mask to raise my Arcane and be able to use Reduvia. I then decided to take a nap while my girlfriend set fire to the world and herself, and woke up back in Ohio.
Down in Ohio, where we don't make no sense. Microwave, I'm the CEO, no need to flex.
I did forget to mention that I did pick up the Fairvor's cookbook to be able to craft sleep pots. Back to Dark Souls 2. It was apparent I wasn't ready for the Godskin just yet. So in the meantime, I killed Loretta, talked to Ronnie, got the Fingerslayer blade, flipped a building on its head, got some nice foreshadowing, and gained the curse mark of death and the int talisman. Killed Estelle, married a sex doll because I'm not really worthy of true love, and I did all of this bullshit just to get the Black Knife T Spirit Ash, but I gave up immediately after seeing how my first attempt went. I could no longer push back the inevitable. The strategy was to concentrate on the fatty first and then on Mr. Fantastic. Only problem is that Slender Man over here kept dodging all of my sleep pots, so there was some RNG involved. And after many attempts, this is what happened. It was time to get a real spirit ash, so before tackling Malekith, I arrived at the Fringe Folk hero's grave, killed the ulcerated tree spirit boss, and got a real Chad in the form of the banished knight Oleg. I got the Ghost Glovewort Bell too and upgraded Oleg to +7. Malekith was no joke, as his attacks would eat through my puny little health bar from full to zero faster than a Twinkie at a body positivity convention. Honestly, the damage I was dealing was pretty good, so this turned out to be not that difficult. All thanks to Oleg, obviously. He took every punch like a Chad. Alright, time to touch a floating bleeding vagina for some reason. Yay! I thought it would be a good idea to upgrade the Stormhawk axe to +8 to try and cheese Sir Gideon. Turns out the Ice Spear was more than enough to beat him down. He jumped around a lot, dodging most of my attacks, but God knows I had a lot of mana to spare. Hey Godfrey, how you like him?
Long and hard.
Look at this specimen of a man, no wonder he likes them long and hard. This is where everything went downhill. I know I probably could have used a lot of the stat boosting items and gear to probably become OP and melt Radabeast with ease, but I felt like it wasn't really in the spirit of the run. The problem wasn't even so much the damage, which was decent. Most of my failures came from all the bullshit holy attacks performed by the giant dildo swimming in the sea. Every attack was potential for disaster, and if I wasn't being shot by lasers, rest assured Radagon would stomp or grab me at the speed of light right before dying to help me give a closer look at his hammer. Fortunately, there was still something I could do to improve my damage. So first I fought Alexander for the Great Jar Shard Talisman, then I got the Golden Vow Ash of War, the Ruler's Mask, and the Flame Grammy Strength Incantation respectively found in Lamegrave, Altus Plateau, and Caelid. The Ruler's Mask would give 2 extra levels in Faith, allowing me to use the Flame Grammy Strength Incantation to increase my damage, and after a few deaths, I was able to find a good strategy for dealing with Radagon. Step 1. Summon Oleg and get him to take aggro. Step 2. Start blasting Radagon. He can change target on a whim, so always stay on the watch. Step 3. After 5 hits he should stagger and the freeze should also proc. He would then probably do his I saw a spider attack, so just roll into him to avoid it. If you're fast enough you can sneak a blast while he charges the third and final blow and then finish him off. Just don't get greedy. Elden Beast was just an RNG fuckfest if I have to be honest. I just had to get lucky with his attack patterns. This is the final result. And after putting the thing back to its place for some convoluted lore reason, I have finally beaten Elden Ring by leveling up only mine. Was it fun? Yes, and not very challenging apart from the last few bosses. Maybe I'll do an Ashes of War only run in the future. But for now, this is all I've got, so if you liked what you saw, please subscribe to the channel. I'm getting closer and closer to 10,000 subs and it would be amazing if you could help me reach that goal. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next one.